Welcome to Upper Valley Access, your monthly video magazine. So, Emily, this month of March, what were some of the production highlights for us?
So this month, we talked about the dangers of leaving your pet outside in the cold weather, and also some gardening tips that you can use this summer. What about you?
So, this month I got the opportunity to go down the road to South Main Street and check out the Cover Home Repair and Repair store and learned all about what a wonderful resource it is for our Upper Valley community. Also, we had a bunch of Hanover students come for March Intensive, and we're going to have a few of those projects shown in this month's magazine.
Sounds like an exciting monthly magazine.
Yeah, it was good. So we hope you enjoy it. Stay watching. Don't go anywhere.
This is the key to the kingdom. In that kingdom there is a city. In that city there is a town. In that town there was a street. In that street there winds a lane. In that lane is a yard. In that yard there is a house. In that house there waits a room. In that room an empty bed. And on that bed a basket of sweet flowers. Of flowers, a basket of sweet flowers. Flowers in the basket, basket on the bed, bed in the chamber, chamber in the house, house in the weedy yard, yard in the winding lane, lane in the broad street, street in the high town, town in the city, city in the kingdom. This is the key to the kingdom. In that kingdom, this is the key.
I'm Rosemary Afelt, and currently I work as a volunteer in the Recover Store.
My name is Gail Guernsey. I am the homeowner coordinator at Cover.
I'm the home repair director at Cover.
I am the AmeriCorps member with Cover Home Repair.
My name is Diane Reinhardt. I am the weatherization director.
Well, I'm Frank Orlovsky, and I work here at the Recover Store, and I am now in my 10th year of working here at the Recover Store.
Cover Home Repair has a wonderful mission. Its mission is to foster hope and build community. And we do that through our home repair program and weatherization programs, and also through the Recover Store.
All we got is a mattress and a bones. I'm a tired mind with a weary soul. Wanna settle down, but I've grown too cold. All we got is a mattress and a bones.
I really like my work because I get to both represent the very tangible work that Cover does every day, and then also the very sort of high-reaching intentions of Cover, which is to really build a community that's stronger in itself so that we see everybody as having gifts to bring and everybody as having needs that can be met.
There's so many moments that have touched my heart since I've been here. One in particular was last year. This couple came to us, and the husband needed a wheelchair ramp really badly. He was a veteran, and he had some kind of muscular disorder. And we told him we were not going to be able to get to him until this year for the ramp. And miraculously, we were able to get him a ramp last fall, and just before the snow hit. And he was so happy.
We regard the homeowners that need our services as hosts. And we know that a lot of people need support in terms of maintaining their home. Homes are very expensive to maintain, and it's very difficult to maintain them. So the kind of work that people get done on their homes with Cover volunteers are, we replace and repair roofs, we build accessibility ramps, we do structural repairs. A lot of people have water damaged floors and they need help with the floors. We do smaller projects like handrails and grab bars for senior citizens and people that need assistance and just making sure that their home is safe to move around. Our goal is that when our volunteers and staff leave your house, that your house is dry, warm, and safe.
The homeowners can get involved in many ways. Some folks like to work right beside us, and other folks who are unable to do it will just cook us a nice lunch and we'll sit down and enjoy the day with them.
One of my favorite parts is the lunch that we have with the homeowners and volunteers. It's a nice moment where the homeowners will supply a lunch and everyone gets talking, and whether you're sitting there watching everyone else talking and listening to their stories, or taking part yourself, it's a really great moment.
Cover's weatherization program is focused mostly on stopping the drafts from coming in your house through windows, through doors, and basement bulkheads, ductwork in your heating system. We use a reusable interior window plastic. Sort of people are familiar with the sort of double stick tape, right? And the kind of kit you got to buy every year. And the kits that we use are reusable year to year. I really love the opportunity to teach. We work with volunteers, and most of our volunteers don't have any experience, and so they show up on a job site going, I have no idea how to run a skill saw. No, I can't do it. I can't do a nail gun. And at the end of the day, they're like, I know how to run a skill saw, and I used a nail gun. And it's cool to have that empowering experience.
The Recover Store, of course, is a great opportunity for people to also have fantastic experiences of community. Our donors come in, and the customers, and they come together and pull together building supplies and furniture and appliances. And I tend to think about the Recover Store as a place where people can make a house a home by shopping here, and it also supports many people in making improvements in their home that they wouldn't otherwise be able to afford.
I come to Cover to look for treasures, for myself, or I have a small business, so they always have a nice selection of goodies that changes all the time.
Recover Store also benefits from lots of long-term volunteers that come in and help clean things and organize the store, and the store staff do a great job of making them feel at home, and it really works well. And we need lots of volunteer help because it's a very big store. It tends to be, there's lots of stuff that needs to come in and be processed, and the staff need help doing that.
What I love about working here are the people that I work with, the attitude, the work ethic, the joy that I perceive them all to have in regard to the work they do here at Cover Home Repair, and carrying out its mission of fostering hope and building community.
You guys want progressive? This is Mother Earth's breath. It grows where it's really swampy. You can smell it in the spring. I'm gonna send it around. Smell it. It smells really sweet. And that is medicine. If an elder is crossing over or passing on, we give them sweetgrass under their pillow. It calms them down. It makes them breathe and go right back to the Creator. Also, we use it when a baby is born. It's a blessing. This is my rattle. That is a turtle. I did not kill this turtle. Okay, we do not kill anything unless we're going to eat it or take care of it. But if I find them on the road, somebody's killed them or they've died and they're not squashed, I pick them up, I clean them out, and we make rattles. Or little necklaces if they're small enough, or you can even make purses, which are kind of cool. So the highest honor in our community are elders and you, the children. When we have a gathering, our children get up and they fix our elders' plates. They aren't to do anything. They already earned the right, they've already done it all, and they have the highest honor. Abenaki words, there's over 150 in your Webster Dictionary. Moose is moose. Skunk is skunk. You guys speak Abenaki and don't even know you're doing it because it's in the English dictionary. Our language is almost dead. There are only 8 fluent speakers of the Abenaki language. That's all there is.
I can come outside on a winter day and go right back inside if I get too cold. Or I can go put a coat on. Animals don't have that choice. So I'm back inside because it was too cold for me out there. And Sue's famous quote is, you can park your car outside, but let's not park your animal outside. Animals don't really have much choice. They can't wear extra clothing. They're much more susceptible as a result to hypothermia and frostbite. Frostbite is a literal freezing of the skin. The skin will become blackened, and you'll oftentimes see animals with tips of their ears missing. It affects mostly the foot pads, the ears, and the nose. Hypothermia is a lowering of body temperature below normal. So in animals, anything below 97 degrees is considered hypothermia. Quickly at around 96 degrees, they'll start to shiver uncontrollably in an attempt to increase their body temperature. But if they're not provided adequate shelter or warmth, they can slip below that, where the shivering will stop. Most people don't realize that, but if an animal goes below a certain temperature, it now isn't going to shiver. It's going to seem dumb or affected mentally. Some people might think it's sick and avoid it, but it simply might just have so low a body temperature that it's going to die soon. The USDA states that when the ambient temperature gets below 55 degrees, owners of dogs need to provide them with at least 55 degrees. And that's really impossible for animals to do themselves in the kind of weather that we've had this winter. Well, frostbite is a literal freezing of the skin. The cells eventually burst and no longer are viable. So while we can freeze certain parts for just a few moments, and if we thaw them properly and slowly, they'll come back, Frostbite in animals is usually a prolonged exposure to extreme cold, which is going to cause death to those cells and eventual sloughing of those body parts. It feels like the skin feels hard, and later on it just looks black as it's falling off. A light case of frostbite will just cause sloughing like a sunburn or something like that. But the areas that are affected by frostbite are important areas: the ears, the foot pads, and the nose of an animal. They can't really afford to lose any of that. Well, dogs have adaptive skin and blood supply on their foot pads to prevent frostbite. They'll actually increase the blood supply to the feet to prevent frostbite, but that's also going to lead more to hypothermia because they're as their tissue gets cold and the body sends blood down there, it's like a radiator which cools down the rest of the body. So the dog's body tries to maintain a normal temperature of those feet at the cost of the core temperature. In cases of hypothermia, when the body temperature gets below about 96 degrees, they start to shiver uncontrollably in an effort to increase their body temperature. Beyond a certain point, a few more degrees below that, the shivering will stop, and this is when you're going to start to have the actual brain affected. So you have problems with mentation, dullness, or inability to walk properly. And at this point, the animal is doomed to death unless there's some way to correct the hypothermia and get them into some shelter. You know what? Park your car outside, not your dog.
The Derby, we're going on our 19th, this is actually our 19th year. Next year is Big 20 for us. It's grown and grown and grown every single year. It's one of the more popular events that we have here in Quechí.
You need to make it out of cardboard and duct tape. So that was pretty much it. And we have all kinds of different boxes and costumes, and it's just a fun time.
Well, obviously, it is all children, though. There are no adults, so it is all for the kids.
Out of the 83, we have just 15 new rookies. That's right. So we do have quite a few returnees. We've got people here that have been doing it for 5, 6+ years.
We brainstormed a lot of ideas, and we thought that this is the best one. So for the past week, we've been working on building it.
Well, she loves Ariel, and he loves pirates, and so it's apparently Eric's pirate ship from The Little Mermaid. We started yesterday, so not very long.
We've been kind of thinking about it ever since the last cardboard box movie, but it really came down to the line maybe at the end of January. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, you're not. You're not supposed to talk.
And there's a spin dial and cell phone.
Oh, very cool. And it works, obviously, right?
And a quarter slot.
Oh, cool. All right, we're being judged on best team costume. So that's the team that dresses up the best inside their box. We have the smallest sledding surface. The biggest dud is number 3. Number 4 is the biggest wipeout. It's called our tow truck alley. Number 5 is our Spirit of Quechí. And then the last one's most creative.
I think this year it's nice and cold. It's going to be a fast sledding surface today. We think it's going to be an interesting one. We're changing up the heats a little bit, so I think it's going to be a fun and exciting day for us.
What's going to happen? We have 83 boxes racing today, and we have groups of 3, and they'll race down. The winner will go to the next round until we get down to a final 4, and then we're going to have 2 races of the final 4, and the winners will race off for the club championship.
All right, 70 through 83. losers will compete for third place. This is for first and second place. These are your fastest boxes of the day. It was close, but we have a winner.
I hope you all had a fantastic time at our 2015 Cardboard Box Derby, and we hope every single one of you can come back next year and join the races.
It sure is a cold day, glad I have my hoodie on. Boy, it sure is a cold day, glad I have my hoodie on.
Wow. Some painting, huh? Yes, quite. I love how the use of impressionism and cool colors bring out the theme with such gusto. It gives me goosebumps, frankly. I see. Sure. I feel like you're not appreciating this art. Oh, no, I love art. Sure. Do you even know who made this? Picasso? He was a painter, right? Picasso? This is a Rembrandt, you uncultured swine! Oh no, I don't mean to make trouble.
Is there a Rembrandt here? Did I hear a Rembrandt?
Here, are you blind? It's right there.
Actually, yes. Problem?
Oh, no problem. It's just right in front of you.
Well, that's good because, as you know, I'm blind and I can't paint with my hands. I actually paint with my tongue, and I think it's pretty impressive, the skills I have. Yeah, I am a painter. You might have heard of me. My name is Agave Nectar, and yeah, I really do have these interesting skills where I can really hear the brush strokes as they're being painted, and I can even smell the vibes that a painting is giving off. Don't you think that's cool, sir? Sir?
Like, it's our responsibility to be really mindful about the resources that we're putting into the system and how we're so-called managing that system, and how we're mimicking what we see in nature and using nature as our teacher.
So when I think about fertilizer, there's a plant for that. When I think about getting minerals up from the soil, there's a plant for that. There are some birds and insects that are going to do my pollination for me.
I will leave specimen weeds, because they are doing an awful lot of jobs. They are responsible for bringing so much fertility to the soil.
Eventually going to create a richer soil. When you can start thinking of mulch as nutrient recycling, it doesn't only have to happen in the spring. Even though we want the pollinators there essentially early in the season when our fruit trees need pollinators, they need food, they need nectar, they need pollen all through the year. So ideally, when you look at those charts of flowers, you can find ones and make sure you've got some that are pollen sources and are nectar sources each month of the year.
A lot of gardeners, for aesthetic reasons, will cut everything to the ground. but all of those stalks and you know, as much as you can keep is really good because you know, things will lay their eggs, or they'll live in the stalks of the plants. So we don't want to just create a barren landscape at the end of the season and chop everything down, but really leave things and then clean it up in the spring as things are moving into their next stage of development.
Thanks for watching this month's Upper Valley Access. If you're interested in learning more about CATV, if you have an idea for a show, you want to learn how to pick up some editing tips, come on down to the Tip Top building. We're on the first floor and we'll help you out. Bye!